September 25th, the new Fox Tuesday kicks off with New Girl's new season. Then welcome Ben and Kate.
Stay away from my sister before you find out what 6 years of Krav Maga feels like. Well, like year and a half plus like 4 years on and off I was traveling.
Followed by another all-new New Girl.
What am I looking at here?
Pure, unadulterated friendship.
And the Mindy Project.
Can't believe you're tattling.
Tattling is when a little girl does it, okay? When a hot woman does it, it's called whistleblowing.
The new Fox Tuesday, premieres September 25th on Fox.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's X Factor After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's X Factor After Show.
1, 2, 3. It's the X Factor After Show, After Show. Yeah, it's the X Factor After Show, After Show. It's the X Factor After Show, After Show. Yeah, Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
on
AfterBuzzTV.com. Yeah. All right, that's. All right, we all know what that sound means, and that means that Bing is for doing, and we're doing another after show on AfterBuzz TV. I'm JC, and this is the X Factor Season 2 preview. Actually, we could call it even Episode 0. All right, guys, I'm JC, and we're going to go around the table and introduce our wonderful hosts, starting with the lovely lady to my right.
Oh, okay. Hello, friends. It's Melissa again. Twitter at Melissa Macedo M. Find me.
And across the table.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Michelle Macedo. You can follow me at Michelle Macedo M or Macedo Music.
Wait up. This is my Butch Cassidy Sundance kid right now. He and I, we did 20 weeks of Idol together.
It's crazy.
Seriously, host, actor, model, musician.
Hey, thanks, man. Mark E. Allen. Check me out on Twitter. Mark E. Allen, A-L-A-N.
And okay, guys, we have a new addition to the team who's actually a big-time Hollywood insider. He knows what it's all about. Yes, he's a big X Factor super fan. Let me introduce Mr. Nick Collins. Round of applause for Nick.
Yeah. Very excited to be here. I'm Nick Collins. You can follow me at the Nick Collins on Twitter, and I'm just happy to be here with you guys.
Awesome to have you.
On the comfy couch.
There we go.
Yeah, you get a couch.
On the comfy couch.
And we got one more person, folks, because without this person, we would be just basically talking to ourselves.
Yes.
Running the ones and twos in the booth. We've got Marissa. What's going on, Marissa?
Hey guys, I'm excited for X Factor.
Yeah.
There we go.
Party.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So basically, this is what you can expect from us. We're going to be on every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Pacific. If you catch us live on AfterBuzzTV.com. Watchtower Base, all you guys in the chat roll, what's up? But if you're not watching us live, make sure to tune in at iTunes. Subscribe. Tell us what you think. Let us know you care. It actually really helps us. We are interactive. We listen to what you say, and we'll bring it into the show. And plus, watch us on YouTube. Okay, so guys, Season 2. Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay, you guys, now these guys have done The Voice, American Idol. You guys have been around since day one, pretty much, of AfterBuzz.
Yeah.
So you've seen it all.
We've seen it all.
Seen it all.
All right.
All through the years.
Way back since the 80s, right?
Yeah.
No.
Started in the 80s when I started.
All right, but what are you guys expecting? Are you guys excited, nervous? I mean, they changed the judges. What are you guys feeling for this season of X Factor?
Well, I think it's really unexpected because the first season is to get people acquainted with it, right? I mean, imagine if in Idol they changed all the judges the second season. Crazy. So, I think Simon is, he wants a lot more viewers. He wants to bring down the house. So I know they've made changes, which probably were are necessary.
I think so.
So let's, see what happens.
Yeah, I think they got to change it up. They got to make it different. What if they do this every season? What if it's like a thing, like a rotating thing? I don't know. It still has to like make its place with all the other, with Idol, everything that Simon Cowell started. But I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
What do you guys think?
I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm very anxious to see what Britney Spears what's gonna happen with Britney Spears.
Me too. I
know.
Loved her early stuff, and we saw, in the last 5 years, just unsure, not sure if she should come back or just do music and stay out of the limelight. But she's back, and I mean I've seen some of the promos and stuff, and it seems like she's got it together, and she has an opinion rather than And what's her contract like? Is it just 1 year?
That I'm not sure. I know it's 15 million. We'll get into it in the news. I got a little piece on how she almost quit the first day of X Factor filming.
That's a good sign.
So we'll tease that for our news and gossip. But our X Factor historian.
Here I am.
What do you think?
In the flesh.
Quick thoughts, and we'll get into it deeper throughout the show.
Honestly, I think this is going to be bigger and better than last season. I trust Simon. Last season was just so over the top, just amazing stage, lights, everything. And I mean, they're going to bring out the big guns this time with Britney Spears, Demi Lovato. Really excited to see what happens.
All right. Well, let's get into our first topic. Actually, you brought it up nicely. It's going to be bigger than last season. So we'll do a little quick recap of what happened last season, what we liked, what we didn't like, and talk about Melanie Amaro winning the whole thing, and we have still yet to hear her new single drop. I'm like,
I know.
Where is she?
But I did see the Pepsi commercial that she was promised.
That's right, with Elton John.
That's what counts.
And that's what counts.
That's what counts.
I'm more of a Coke guy.
Me too, actually.
Not when you're watching the X Factor.
Not anymore.
Come on, Alan, you're a company man. You better start drinking that Pepsi.
Yeah, I think something that is really important is that UK audience is very different from an American audience. So he couldn't just copy the show. And something didn't sit well with the over 30 category, I guess. I think there was that's one of the first things they changed. Now it's 25 and up, right?
Right. They modified the how they broke down all the groups.
Yeah.
And actually there are rumors. Hasn't been confirmed who has what, but we kind of know that I guess Simon has the groups. He's going to get the groups this year.
Interesting.
Last year he had the girls. And
right.
Of course he won. And now remember Simon?
Of course he won.
He's the house. If you think about it, like in Vegas, he's the house. He always tips things. You tip it towards the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
And with One Direction out in the UK, they finished third on X Factor out there.
Oh, is that where they came from?
That's where they came from.
I thought they just sprouted out of the ground and swooped their hair.
No, and Little Minx in the UK won as well this past season of X Factor. So, and it's a girl group. And so you have all these groups. It's remember group? It's all cyclical. Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees.
Yeah.
Now we're coming back to One Direction, The Wanted, and I think Simon's going to try to capitalize on that.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
We know Simon.
Smart
He's a
dude.
capitalizer.
So speaking of the groups, we got Simon. Suppose this is a rumor. This is all rumor, guys. If you guys in chat roll know, please hit us up. Let us know or call us at 424-256-1729. But L.A. Reid has the over 25s, and then Britney's getting the 18 to 25s or 16 to 25s
for girls and boys.
Yes. So it's not gonna be gender specific.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
But they all have to do her songs.
Yeah.
No, and then Demi's getting the 12 to 18 or 12 to 16 groups.
Makes sense.
So she's getting super young.
That makes sense.
Was it like that last year? I mean, I need to read up. I didn't watch the whole season. I've seen some of the performances and everybody being honest here. But no, I just was busy on that night, I guess. But going into it, was it that specific? Since Demi Lovato is the youngest, she gets the youngest group.
No.
Was it anything like that?
No, actually, I'm looking on Wikipedia right now to confirm the groups that were last year that I was personally kind of confused about. It didn't seem to make that much sense, but Simon Cowell had girls, that was just a category. Paula Abdul had groups, Nicole Scherzinger had over 30s, and L.A. Reid had boys.
But you also have to remember last season, the judges didn't know what they were going to have until well into the show.
Exactly.
And then Nicole's face was like, really?
Who decides that? Who decided that? I mean,
I have an idea.
It was this blank call. Do you remember that, Nick?
Yeah.
It was like it was like the Deal or No Deal guy. The
Totally.
bank Baker, and he ended up calling like L.A. Reid and like Simon. He's like, "You have the girls, the boys," and it was a big rivalry between Simon and L.A.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, it wasn't the best move because why didn't Nicole get the groups? I mean, she was in the Pussycat Dolls.
That's true. And why did
she go over 30? Yeah, it was weird. It was strange.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense.
All these shows are like that. If you think about it, Idol first season, you had Ryan and Brian Dunkelman. What happened? See,
oh yeah, we're the hosts. Yeah, that was weird.
See, and they modified it. They're working out the kinks. The first season isn't always the the best.
Especially
season.
now, there's so many shows similar to all these music shows. So we got groups and artists popping up every day, new people. So
and you done. I mean, you guys have done so many after shows here. I mean, you did opening act as well.
Yeah, just finished with that.
Oh yeah,
So,
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
so
it was good. It was entertaining, but there was no competition, so it was more like a feel good show.
Gotcha.
Where this is like
competition all the way.
Yeah, anything Simon Cowell runs is gonna be like that. That was also supposed to be the appeal of like duets. I think they were trying to be like nicer or something.
Right.
But yeah, X Factor is the harsh one.
Yeah.
It's would you call? Yeah, I guess it is.
I mean, if you're looking now, right? Like even J-Lo said an Idol, like, well, she said she didn't want to do anything like too like, competitive. I'm not competitive
or like
harsh,
humiliating,
mean.
Yeah, a lot of American Idol, and we did the American Idol show, and not bashing it, but I think the audiences got tired of the constant like putting down and humiliation and of artists and just like making fun of people.
Right.
That after a while, I got like tired of that. I was like, man, I feel really bad for these people.
So do you think the show X Factor's tone will change this year?
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
I kind of disagree, actually. I feel like last season, once it started getting to the core group of the people that were really fighting to win, I think it was just all positive criticism, which actually kind of bothered me because it was everybody just being like, "That was so good. I can totally see this being yours." And I was like, "Where is all the you kind of need to be hard on these people."
I think there's a difference between being harsh and constructive criticism. There's definitely ways to put things that aren't necessarily positive and aren't necessarily good news, but you can still be polite without like calling people names and stuff.
But I also think about that in the first half of the competition when they were still eliminating people. That's when they're harsh, and then at the end of the way, it was like, "Yeah, good job."
Well, because it's also
you're good.
It's like they're the coach of the whole thing.
Exactly.
So it's like you're not gonna
bash your person.
Constructive criticism, but you're not gonna bash them. I mean, the other guys might a little bit, but then you always have like the coach there to, "Oh no, man, you're fine, you're good."
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Well, see now. Backing up his point as well of them being a little softer. Remember when it was Marcus Canty and Rachel Crow, and it was a deadlock. And when it was a deadlock, it was because Nicole didn't vote.
Yes.
Nicole couldn't make the decision on whether to vote against Marcus or Rachel, and left it to America.
Whoops.
Yeah.
And America ended up sending Rachel home.
Yeah. And then that was horrible.
And she didn't
and then
do her.
she fell on the floor while screaming
and
crying.
But you know what? The thing about that, I think the maybe like harsher tone isn't just towards the contestants, but towards the judges within themselves.
Okay, and that's it. Okay, so is it more about the judges or the talent?
Well, that's the show, right? Like, to get the drama between the judges, I don't know. It seems like they really played it up last season with Nicole and Simon being enemies.
And LA and Simon and
everyone and Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and one last thing with the controversies, and then they cleaned out all the judges for this season. And what about the host?
Poor Steve Jones.
Poor Steve Jones.
Poor Steve Jones.
Oh, I didn't even remember.
Exactly. Exactly.
If someone said, "Have you heard of Steve Jones?" Never in my life.
Right.
Poor guy.
See, yeah, so they got rid of him, one and done, and we still don't know who the host is. So we still don't know. Well, let's talk about season 2. Oh, wait.
No,
Mark.
I'm the host. I was just that's what I came here to tell you guys.
You heard it here first. Thank you. Marissa, AfterBuzz exclusive.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
X
They needed
Factor
somebody,
just called.
and Demi Lovato and myself were kind of dating for a while, and she hooked it up. So
She hooked it
That's
up.
nice of her. And they also
Britney's
offered
kinda
to buy
mad.
the rights to your new X Factor song.
Right, they did. Well, which was, it was a pretty penny. So
it's a
it was one pretty penny, but I gave it up because
Very pretty though.
So it's a love triangle between you, Wilmer Valderrama, and Demi.
Demi Lovato, correct.
Correct.
Is that who she's dating?
Your mama.
She likes the Latin guys. There we go.
JC's like, why didn't she pick me?
Because she has taste. Okay.
That was that. Well, that was a diss at Wilmer Valderrama, right? Come on,
Right.
All right, guys. So now season 2, we've got Britney, we've got Demi. I mean, I'm freaking over the moon because Demi's gonna be just, I can't say this, but a bleep show. You know what she's gonna do.
That's what, yeah. And people like tune in for a part of to see failure, I think, and also it's good when it turns out positive. But what is her whole scandal thing?
Well.
The scandal. Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna bring it up in news and gossip, but yeah,
Okay.
we can talk about it right now. Actually, according to the lovely folks at TMZ, yes,
always
because-
accurate.
Yes, they are the bearer of good
That's
news.
news,
But it was
sir.
actually they interviewed Simon on the phone about this, and Britney actually almost walked out the first day of taping because she couldn't handle. She had a panic attack.
Oh no.
And the media had, this was way back in May, and they reported that she needed to go to the bathroom. That's why she walked off stage. But no, the truth was that she really, I'm out. She was quitting. She was done. And Simon said, no, he coaxed her back in. He said, you're going to be great. And now he said and this is his quote, she's going to be a kick-ass judge and that she's phenomenal. That America's really going to love her. She's actually, the crazy one could be possibly Demi.
Yeah.
And from
I see
watching the
that.
previews, there's a preview with Demi actually. Simon, I guess she's chewing up gumballs, and Simon like sticks his hand out. I don't know if you guys saw it.
No.
And she just spits the gumball in Simon's in his hand live while they're on the show, and she's like, "Okay, we're on."
Oh my god.
I heard Britney was getting outside help, being getting judging help really, and personality help because she thought Demi was outshining her.
Yep. And
Not a bad move. I mean, you got to do what you got to do on the top show. So
Could that be a reason why Britney would want to quit the show? Because she was kind of
feeling
in the shadow of.
For being her whole life, all eyes were on her being like a teenage sex symbol. Now that, like, if I were her, I would totally be having panic attacks all the time. Not only is she like participating in the cycle that created her breakdown and her success, but she's also like up against or with Demi Lovato, who is like now
her.
Yeah,
her,
like a new
her.
up and coming whatever. So she has to find her own worth in
rehab
that.
and all.
Yeah.
And I've heard that actually she's kind of like, I was saving for predictions, but she's kind of going to be like the scene stealer. She's going to be kind of like the star, is Demi.
Yeah.
She is really just going to be the Spitfire. She's the one that America's going to really fall in love with.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, would you disagree?
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see a
suspense?
duet, Britney and Demi? You know, maybe.
You think?
Maybe.
Could be.
Never.
Maybe.
No, I don't think Britney will ever do a duet with anyone besides Madonna because
just off lips.
Madonna's singing level.
Or Pitbull because he's on everybody's.
Yeah, because you just put that shit on everything. But yeah.
Yeah, Pitbull, because he does all. Have you noticed he does all the finales?
Yeah, he does.
Idol,
Yes,
X Factor.
true.
He's on everything. So
He's
What
never
did
had an
Pitbull
album.
do before he was like 40?
He lived in Miami. I think he was like
A
drug
bouncer?
dealer and stuff over there, and like I don't know. His Behind the Music's on VH1.
Oh,
It was actually it was pretty
interesting.
entertaining.
Yeah.
And he had like braids, like cornrows and
No.
stuff.
good luck.
Yeah. Check it out.
Funny.
Yeah.
So anything we could possibly expect out of this second season? Like maybe what about who's going to be the host? Any
I
ideas?
know.
We read. I'm not afraid to say it.
Well.
We're nerds and we read. They're the singers.
I heard it's Mark.
I read
A
that.
little bit.
Heard it here first.
No, but seriously, it's like it's gonna be. We think 85% sure it's gonna be Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah.
That's the actual.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the quote. Yes, 85. There's an 85% chance that she's been testing through the roof for a while, and a lot of people are hating on Khloe.
I don't mind Chloe, but
Yeah,
I just don't see it meshing well. But
I'm just surprised because like has she done hosting before?
She actually did a lot of radio stuff. That's what people don't know. She did a lot of stuff
see,
with,
I
like,
don't know that.
in Miami with Michael Yo, and she had like a radio show out there. And for those who watch Khloe and Courtney Take Miami, not me, but they would show her doing her radio show. So so she's got a lot of experience.
Well, I mean, as a radio host, you're kind of in the confinement of a sound studio. This is the grandest stage of competition show, national. So I'm really interested to see if she's going to be a one-season wonder.
What do you think? Because these are the other names, and we'll all dissect. Who do we think? There's Kevin McHale from Glee. I don't. He was the guy in the wheelchair, I believe. Yeah, and he's one of the finalists supposedly, as well as Kelly Osbourne and he's already Nick is shooting it down. And there was one more from let's see, Nick. I can't remember right now. So chat roll if you guys know.
Chloe sounds awesome now, actually.
Yeah, seriously. So when it comes to hosts, they're trying to get hosts, but really they're just trying to get names,
star power.
Absolutely.
Because Ryan Seacrest was like a host always. That's always been his thing. So I wonder how it is going to mesh.
Yeah, because you can't really go with a no name right now, right? If you're trying to have the biggest show on TV.
Yeah, no. But I wonder because she's not. I mean, I guess she is a host now. I just never knew that.
She tests really well out of the Kardashians, and if there's someone adept to do it, it would be her. As opposed to Kim and Chloe. Hi.
And Courtney.
What about Al Pacino? Just bring him back.
There we go. Bring that guy back.
Welcome to the X Factor.
He would just be screaming the whole time.
Yes.
No, but here's the thing: the best hosts actually do come from radio. Ryan started in radio.
True.
Carson Daly started in radio.
When I think of Khloe Kardashian starting, I don't think of radio. I think of the reality TV show.
Or a cat fight happening at some point.
But I think they're doing it to bring in that Kardashian, that fan base. And since they're purposely skewing for a lighter demo, a younger demo this year.
Yeah.
With Demi,
so is
Britney.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is The Voice, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, The Voice said that
we
too.
have a inside source that tells us literally the whole, they're going way younger. Everyone in their demographic is way younger. They're hoping to aim for that this season.
So who do you think? Who do you think should be the judge, Nick?
Well, out of the three that you just named, I think Chloe should be the judge. And I think that she's going to be the judge. I mean, it's so late in the game. This show is airing next Wednesday. Or this Wednesday.
Right.
Which is in 3 days. Nobody knows who the host is yet. They're going to basically announce it once the show goes live.
Crazy.
With the percentages at 85%, I think it's going to be Chloe. I'm really interested. She has an amazing personality, but it's going to be really interesting to see how she can carry a show.
What about you, Mark? Who do you want? Or who do you think?
I can kind of see the dude from Glee, kind of, but I think with putting everything in there that to make a great show, to make a high watch show, it's got to be Chloe.
Cool. And Michelle,
out of the three options,
or if you can think of someone else like Caduce from Duets or something.
I like Caduce. What about Damien from TRL? Let's just bring out everybody from TRL.
He tested actually.
I like him, man.
He actually tested. So
Lala, bring Lala.
And I just want. I don't know. I guess I just want it. But I mean, they need someone with a fan base. Clearly, they're trying to pull all these fan bases together for the ultimate Simon Cowell fan base, so he can take over the world. But so, I mean, if it has to be a celebrity, I guess Khloe Kardashian. But I just like, I mean, ideally, why?
Should we give her the Jeopardy music?
I want Ellen to do everything. So can she just host everything?
Maybe she did Idol, so I mean, she was a judge.
Oh
on Idol.
yeah,
so
she was.
maybe.
Yes, that's true. That lasted.
What do you think, Macedo? What do you think, Melissa?
Yeah.
So many M's.
I know, way too many. Chloe.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to combine them all. It's going to be Kevin and Chloe.
And Ellen?
No, and not Ellen. Because Simon's always wanted a boy. He always wanted a boy and a girl to co-host it. Even last season, they were testing Mandy Moore and Dane Cook, Cordon Bleu and Mandy Moore.
Wow.
But does that work,
see
though?
Mandy Moore.
Like, they already tried that in season 1. I mean, since it's a guy and a girl, I understand.
No, they didn't. Because
I'm saying in American Idol. Like, that doesn't work to have two.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well,
I just don't think it
what's his
is.
name? Brian Dunkelman.
And he didn't want to do it anyways, but
It didn't work here in the U.S., but if you go abroad, they actually do like two young hosts, like America's Got Talent in Australia and the UK. They do a lot of they do co-hosts a lot. So I'm thinking, and to keep it super young, because Mikhail, he's actually a really good host. If you saw the Teen Choice Awards, he was really good. I actually caught a few minutes because I was like, who's this guy? And I saw him. He's sharp, he's fun, and he's young. And then Chloe brings the name.
I kind of think this is a Fox show. I think this is a sheer numbers game. I think they're going to go Chloe just for the fan base. They're going to pay her very handsomely.
What's handsomely?
Handsomely being, what do you think?
One pretty penny.
Just a few pennies.
I don't know what the market's going for, but we could ask we'll find out Wednesday. We could ask our insight. We have a few people that work on the show. So.
I'm sure it's going to be pretty high, but I don't think that they're going to, first of all, I don't think a second host is necessary, and I don't think they want to pay a second host.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think that's already, their budget is going to paying their hosts. I don't know. I think that's enough.
Okay. It's going to the judges and those amazing sets that they build. So, time will tell. And speaking of Fox, actually, we got to start talking about our Fox Tuesday night lineup, actually. On September 25th, there's the new comedy lineup on Fox, and get ready for the lineup of New Girl and also, let's see, Ben and Kate, followed by a second dose of New Girl, and topping off with the new Mindy K show. So starting September 25th, tune in to the Fox Tuesday night comedy lineup. All right, so now let's move on to...
what about a Jonas?
Good thing you mentioned that, because there will be a Jonas on X Factor this season.
Ooh.
Yes.
Really?
What do you mean?
There's talk, now this is all speculation, but this one's pretty close to being done. Nick Jonas is going to be one of the mentors this season.
Cool.
Demi is going to, 'cause this season the mentors, I got it down here, it's Mark Anthony, possibly for the groups, Nick Jonas by Demi, and this kid on YouTube who's really popular, his name Justin Bieber.
Never heard of him.
Sounds Canadian.
Yeah. So the Biebs. So they're getting some really good mentors if you think about it.
I should grab Timberlake. That's what they should have.
Oh, yeah, Timberlake.
He should host it, mentor everybody, and
Produce.
just like style.
Yeah.
Could
you do everything?
Could you imagine if they could get JT?
Hey, I can imagine him hosting.
That's what I was thinking.
Because when he did the ESPYs was ridiculous. Saturday Night Live 19 times.
Yeah, that's true.
And he was really funny.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he could totally do it.
I love him.
AfterBuzz exclusive. So we've got a great lineup of all these mentors, and I actually think they got better mentors than The Voice. Call me a company man. I know you guys are pulling double duty. I know you guys are doing all the music shows. So actually, can we just, I don't know if you guys have any final thoughts for season 2, and later on we'll get into predictions, but anything else from season 2? No, that's perfect.
Bring it on.
Right.
Bring it on. We're ready.
All right, so let's move into this little piece of news and gossip.
There was an explosion in my headphones.
I have my mic on really loud. So I was like,
Great.
Okay, so this quick little piece of news and gossip, and it's another piece from the lovely boys at TMZ. And it could also be our special segment. It is war between the X Factor and The Voice. It seems that 4 days ago, the lovely people at The Voice decided to add a third night to their blind auditions. So not only this week will they be on Monday, Tuesday, but also on Wednesday, which is also the X Factor's season premiere. And that did not sit very well with Mr. Simon P. Cowell. As I don't know if there's a P in the middle. Yeah.
Oh, you made that up.
I did make that up. But I guess talking to Harvey Levin, and he said that is not done. That is a gentleman's agreement. You know, he said, I've worked in this industry for 10 years, and the fact that Mark did this, it's a spoiler to my show. We would never do that to him, so I cannot believe why he would do this to us. And it's basically because he fears us.
Yeah.
So, I pose a question to y'all. So this is news and opinion. Is Simon just being a little sour grapes? Is he being a little sensitive?
A little drama queen about it?
Or is he right? I mean, why? Okay, The Voice has known about this third night, and they spring it 4 days before the premiere.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a little messed up.
Yeah, I think he's right, and I think he's just being Simon.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would expect him to say.
He's like making a fuss about it. I think that he's probably seems to me like there are plenty of deals or contracts or whatever that he probably screwed other people over on.
True. Karma, maybe. But I'm going to have to say, if it's Christina versus Simon, Christina's going to win. If they fought, if they physically fought.
Yeah, she is.
I think
she is
win.
a bad bitch.
Yeah.
I just said that.
I'm on Simon's side. I'm on Simon's side on this one. If I were Simon, I'd be happy. I'd be happy and I'd be a little upset. Upset that they're gonna do this on their season premiere. Yet The Voice has basically shown them their hand. They're obviously feeling the heat. So I'd be kind of happy. Also, looks like I think that The Voice thinks that they're in trouble. That's why they're kind of infringing on the X Factor.
Yes, and it's also good press.
Okay,
That it's a thing.
See, you don't see, because I think there's going to be a problem here in about 2 to 3 weeks. I don't see it even right now, because in 2 weeks, I believe Dancing with the Stars starts, and they run a Monday and Tuesday split.
Yes.
And it is a dancing show, but a lot of people that like The Voice and X Factor and Idol tend to also like Dancing with the Stars. There's a similar group there, so it's going to hurt The Voice, and what's that going to mean to them? So. Maybe Barnett is, maybe testing it. What if they go head to head?
This is too much.
I know, it's war.
So stressful.
It's war.
Way too much glitter.
And that is true. So what if that just in the end just turns off the fans? I'm like, simultaneous shows.
Yeah, like oversaturate.
It's almost like too much.
Yeah, too much. Okay, so which show is going to win between the two? The Voice or X Factor? Remember, you're on the X Factor after show.
Right now.
I know, right now.
I wouldn't put you on the spot because you guys also do The Voice as well. So, Nick.
Just combine them all. Dancing with the X Voice.
Everybody will watch that. There we go.
Everyone will watch that one.
All right, and that's it for our news and gossip. And now, time for predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
That was on time.
Yes. Yes, it was.
All right, we've come to the wonderful part of our show where we're going to predict exactly who's going to win, and it's not Johnny Kaiser from American Idol last season.
Of course not.
That's a joke that Mark and I have. It's this guy that got cut from Idol who we think could win any of these singing competitions.
Yeah.
He will.
Okay, who's going to win it this season? The 12 to 18s, 18 to 25s, the over the 25s, or the groups? Or any other predictions you might have, given the current tone of music. Because you guys, this is what you guys do. You guys are musicians, so you know your market. You know your competition.
Well, if I was an expert at my market, I would be judging this. Okay.
But let me just say that I think it could go one of two ways. Since I think all of these shows are targeting a younger audience, maybe either I guess it's the younger people will win, or the groups, since there seems to be a surgence in groups, right? So either one.
That's what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking.
Anyone else got anything different?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Please.
I heard breath when I was breathing. No. All right. So it's what's the youngest group? 12 to
16 or 18,
and then
like
it's 18 or 16 to 25. Okay. That group's going to win. 16 to 25 or 18 to 25 is going to win. So Britney's going to win if she does that group. And if they do groups or in the group, I hope that they don't just walk around on the stage like One Direction does and have one person sing, because that is not.
I know.
I mean, I don't hate on talent or don't hate on success, but man, NSYNC danced, man.
Oh yeah,
harmonize
they have a lot
something.
To live up to.
I'm sorry, I watched the VMAs and I was just pissed.
Me too. They won like everything.
Which I think they should win because they have 5 good-looking dudes that are with all different hair.
That's why they should win.
I understand because like who votes or who they appeal to is 18 or 14 to 24.
Yes.
So I understand.
True.
But come on, do something more than just like one person could sing all those songs.
Yeah.
So do some group stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got two
totally
words.
Agree.
I got 2 words from you. Last season, Stereo Hogs. The guy, the lead singer, would sing and everyone would dance around him. So
yes, true.
Nick, prediction.
I'm throwing it out there. I'm going to say it's going to be a solo artist, a girl, 16 to 25.
Okay.
The groups, they're too novelty on the X Factor. They're fun to watch, but they don't have longevity. It's going to be a girl, young girl.
All right, so there we go. All right, now, I don't know if I have a
agree
prediction.
with that.
Okay.
I'm going to go, it's going to be a female group, and Simon will win again. Yes, just like they did in the UK. That's it. It's the hook for us, guys. So basically, where can they find you, Melissa?
At Macedo Music or at Melissa Macedo M or MacedoMusic.com.
Michelle?
You can check me out at Macedo Music.
Find me, Mark E. Allen, on Twitter.
The Nick Collins at Twitter, or for the visual learners out there, Nick_Collins Instagram.
Nice. Yeah, I'll do that myself. I usually say the Everyday Man on Twitter, but you can find me under JC_Rubio at Instagram. So for Marissa, Nick, Melissa, Michelle, Mark, I'm JC, and we are AfterBuzz TV. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.